You chase it like it matters. You fantasize about it. You build your confidence around the idea of getting it. You work, you strive, you seduce. And when you finally get it, when the body is next to yours, when the room is quiet, when the act is over, you lie there and feel nothing. Maybe for a second, you feel power, like you conquered something, like you won. But then it fades, faster than you thought it would. And in its place, a strange emptiness creeps in. Not regret, not sadness, just numbness. And you don't know why. You think maybe it's her. Maybe you're not attracted anymore. Maybe it was just the wrong connection. But it keeps happening. Different faces, same feeling. Okay. And slowly you start to realize, the more you have it, the less you feel from it. And Nietzsche saw this long before you were born. Hey, he called it the tragedy of desire, the pursuit of something that loses meaning the moment it's fulfilled. 'Cause desire doesn't want satisfaction. It wants the chase, the tension, the edge, the fantasy. And sex, it's not just physical. It's a mirror. It shows you everything about how you relate to yourself. Okay? And when you use it to prove something, to feel enough, to feel powerful, to feel alive, it always betrays you. Okay? It was never meant to give you meaning. It's just an expression of what's already there. And if there's nothing inside, no groundedness, no love, no inner fire, then all it does is amplify the emptiness. And that's why you feel numb. Because the act itself isn't broken. It's the intention behind it. You didn't want her. You wanted to escape yourself. You wanted to outrun that silent question in your chest. Do I matter? Am I enough? Does this make me a man? But when the moment passes and there's no more movement, no more noise, all that's left is you. And Nietzsche knew that too. That men are not destroyed by their failures. They're destroyed by meaningless victories. Conquests that feel empty. Triumphs that leave no soul behind. And in a world where sex is everywhere, but intimacy is nowhere, the modern man finds himself full of options and empty of feeling, surrounded by bodies, but starved for meaning. And the more he chases it, the more he loses his sense of self. Because he's using pleasure to patch a hole that only purpose can fill. And purpose doesn't come from release. It comes from restraint, from knowing you can have, but choosing to wait. Choosing to build something deeper than the moment. And most men never get that far, because they've been sold a lie that quantity will replace quality, that access will create connection, okay? That sex will make them feel like kings. But Nietzsche whispers the truth. A man ruled by his desires is never free. And freedom is the one thing more powerful than pleasure. Nietzsche didn't hate pleasure. He simply knew it was dangerous. Not because it's evil, but because of how easily it can seduce a man into thinking he is fulfilled when he is actually starving. He spoke of the will to power, the idea that human beings, Dante, simply want to survive, or even be happy. We want to exert ourselves, to express strength, to become more. But when that drive is hijacked by shallow satisfaction, we become slaves to the thing we thought would liberate us. That's why modern men feel numb after sex, 'cause instead of using desire as fuel for greatness, they spend it chasing validation, chasing attention, chasing the next high, the next body, the next face to remind them they're still desirable. But each time something inside gets quieter, the soul speaks less, 'cause deep down, you know, you didn't conquer anything, you just consumed it. There's no growth, no depth, just repetition. And repetition without meaning becomes suffering. That's the cycle Nietzsche feared. Not sin, but sameness, eternal return. The same shallow pleasure over and over again until life becomes a parody of itself. You see it in men everywhere, burned out, disconnected, scrolling through strangers' bodies, hoping one of them will make them feel again. But they won't, because desire that doesn't elevate you will eventually erode you. Nietzsche believed that to truly rise, a man must suffer, not from pain, but from discipline, from purpose, from restraint. And that's what no one tells you about sex, okay? That its true power isn't in the act, but in what you do with the energy behind it. You can waste it on a screen, on a stranger, or you can turn it inward. Build something, create, hold it, harness it. Use it to shape yourself into a man who doesn't chase release, but channels it. A man who isn't afraid to want, but refuses to be owned by his wanting. That's the path to freedom. That's the path Nietzsche pointed to, hidden beneath all his darkness. Because even in his cynicism, he saw the possibility of the Bermenschus, the higher man, the one who doesn't numb out after pleasure, because he's no longer ruled by it. He feels deeply, but he's not a slave. He enjoys connection, but never at the cost of self-betrayal. He sees sex not as proof of worth, but as a mirror, okay? If what he sees is empty, he doesn't run from it. He rebuilds it, rewrites it, reclaims it. And that's what modern masculinity has lost. The sacred edge between desire and discipline, between hunger and mastery, between sex as escape and sex as expression. So what do you do when you realize the thing you've been chasing isn't filling you anymore? When sex once electrifying becomes mechanical, predictable, and even disappointing, most men double down. They chase harder. They try to spice things up. New bodies, new fantasies, new extremes. But the more they add, the less it gives. And that's because it was never about the act. It was about the energy you brought to it. When desire becomes a drug, your threshold rises, and soon, nothing hits the same. Okay, but there's another path one Nietzsche hinted at, but never fully lived himself. Okay, the path of integration, claiming your desire not as something shameful or primitive, but as something sacred. Not chasing sex to numb your emptiness, but allowing sex to express your wholeness. That shift changes everything. You stop looking for someone to make you feel powerful. You start building your power within. You stop needing the act to validate you on. Start bringing meaning into the act itself. You become a man who doesn't confuse frequency with fulfillment. You don't just get more, you feel more, because now your energy is clean. It's not tangled in proving, performing, or posturing. And that's what women feel, okay? They feel it when you're with them for connection, not conquest. Date, feel it when your presence is enough. When you're not trying to escape your life through their body, but share your life through your body. Us, where sex becomes medicine, not entertainment, not escape, but expression, okay? And it starts with you being honest, not with her, but with yourself. What are you really looking for when you reach for that phone, that message, that night of release? Are you expressing something real? Or are you running from something you haven't faced? 'Cause if it's a second, no orgasm in the world will save you. It'll just delay the moment you crash back into yourself. But the man who feels that pull and pauses, the man who waits, he's rare. He becomes the storm and the stillness. He can want without being controlled. He can enjoy without becoming addicted, okay? And that man, he's magnetic, okay? Not because of what he says or does, because of what he doesn't need. His eyes speak louder than his words. His presence speaks louder than his pleasure. And Nietzsche would say, that's the man who transcends animal desire, not by rejecting it, but by mastering it. He still wants, he still feels, but he's no longer hollowed out after every touch, 'cause now he brings the meaning. He doesn't look for it. And this is where you rise. Not by swearing off sex, not by pretending you no longer feel desire, but by turning your emptiness into awareness. You begin to see your patterns not as failures, but as signs, clues, whispers from a deeper part of you that's been calling out for truth all along. And when that call becomes too loud to ignore, you stop chasing pleasure like it's oxygen. You start breathing through your own presence. That's when everything shifts. Sex is no longer a transaction, it becomes transmission. A giving of energy instead of a taking. A reflection of how full you already aren't, a desperate attempt to feel enough. You don't become celibate, you become selective. disciplined, clear, not cold, but calibrated. You stop saying yes just because you can. You stop trying to prove that you still have it. Because now you have something more powerful than sexual access. You have direction. You wake up in the morning and feel driven, not by hunger, but by purpose. You walk into rooms no longer wondering who wants you, but deciding who aligns with what you're rebuilding. It's power, not dominance, not aggression, but centered, sovereign, radiant, masculine power. And the women you attract now, they feel that difference. They feel the man who can take them, but doesn't need to. The man who enjoys pleasure, but never chases it. The man who no longer feels numb after sex, because now the sex he chooses comes from soul, not scarcity. Nietzsche warned that we could become monsters in our pursuit of desire, okay? But he also whispered that through great suffering comes great becoming, and your numbness, that was the sign that you were meant to become something more. That the boy inside who chased validation is ready to die so the man inside can rise. The one who doesn't fear silence after sex, who doesn't panic in the absence of stimulation, who doesn't live for the next climax, but for the clarity that comes from self-mastery. That's your edge now. That's your freedom, okay? When you own that, not only will you feel again, you'll feel more than you ever thought possible, okay? Because the man who chooses meaning over momentary release doesn't just change his relationship with sex. He changes his relationship with everything. He's no longer driven by what he can take. He's fueled by what he can build. And that is the only desire that never leaves you numb.